Hello everyone, my name is Sephora. I am a licensed attorney and a life coach. I help ambitious women pave their way to success by living out their dreams, manifesting what they want to achieve, and living that in the present day. If that sounds like you, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. Today's video is going to be 10 habits that helped me change my life immediately. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into the video. Number one. The first habit that I started doing that definitely helped me level up and become a more successful version of myself. And whenever I'm making these videos, I'm talking about, habits that I've done and things that have helped me change, but I am constantly evolving. I'm constantly leveling up. And so I want you to know that these are things that I've implemented and has allowed me to level up and become where I am now, with my finances, my career, like personal, all of that good stuff. But I'm also always constantly working on myself. And maybe this should be 11 tips, because that's tip number one. I am constantly working on myself. And that is when you are constantly in a state of introspection, or constantly in a state of, okay, how can I make myself better? How can I become better? Or that's something that you're always working on with yourself. It allows you to recognize the areas in your life where you are lacking, or recognize areas in your life that could use improvement. So for a long time, guys, like for a long time when I was in undergrad and even like a little bit my first year into law school, I was not a forgiving person. Listen, if you did me wrong, you was cut, snip, snip, okay? You were cut. I didn't do second chances. And I was like, you know what? The Lord forgives, and so should I. And so like I actively worked on that, right? That's one example. But just similar things like that, thinking about like different ways that I can work on myself and then actively working on those areas. So being in that state of constant self-improvement, or thinking about ways that you can improve yourself, ultimately helps you become that next level version of yourself. Because like, for example, if you're asking yourself, how can I become the CEO of my own life? Oh, listen, that's the title to my next video. I should write that down. How to become the CEO of your own life. Guys, get ready for that video. Make sure you click the Upgrade Your Life playlist if you like these kinds of videos, because that video is going to be right there, okay? And also turn on the bell so you can get notified. But so if, for example, you want to be the CEO of a company, you want to start your own business, you want to become a content creator, whatever it is, first of all, one, it's never too late, but also two, you need to become that person now. And so if that person has a lot of discipline, if that person gets up early in the morning, then these are the types of improvements you need to be making in this day and age, like literally right now, to become that person. So that's tip number one, is be in a state of self-improvement, engage in introspection to make sure that you're actively working towards your goals and becoming the person you want to be right now in present day. Tip number two, forecasting. And I'm not talking about forecasting the weather, but I am talking about forecasting what you want to see in your daily life. So I started forecasting not too long ago, actually. It's not forecasting the future. I'll get there in a second. That's more like my manifestation. But forecasting, I mean, like, I'll wake up in the morning and literally think to myself, what do I want to happen today? Or what do I want to happen this week, right? And it's saying like, okay, I want to sign 3 new coaching clients. Or I want to, I don't know, bring in this amount of money, or I want to, whatever it may be, right? I'm literally forecasting, but I'm not, although I think of the thing, right? I think of what I want to happen, but then I play it out in my head as if it has already happened. And so I'll say, for example, I want to sign 3 new clients. And so then maybe that's, okay, here are the actions that I took today or this week to get those new clients. Here's what I did, right? Being in that forecasting mindset is naturally bringing those energies into my life so that my brain can think of the things that I need to do to actually make those forecasts come into being. So that is habit number 2, is getting in that forecasting habit. And I will tell you, it works, okay? Listen, it works. I will literally sometimes say to myself, sometimes I say it nonchalantly and it still happens, but you have to do these things with intent. And so a lot of times, I will literally say, I'll wake up and say, I'm going to get a new client today, or XYZ is going to happen to me today. And then it does, and so being intentional with my forecasting as well. I will admit sometimes it's a struggle to be intentional with my forecasting because, you know, those pesky little limiting beliefs come and try to like tear you down, but got to get rid of them. Again, that's something you're constantly working on, is getting rid of those limiting beliefs. Okay, so number 3 is meal prepping. Right, this is definitely a habit that has changed my life because I am not cooking every night. I am not like, oh my gosh, what do I eat for dinner? I'm not eating unhealthy. I'm meal prepping so that I am giving my body sustenance and so that I am able to function at a level at which a busy, high achieving woman can function, right? And so usually, and actually ironically, I'm filming this on Sunday and it is currently 11:41 a.m. and I was just on my phone making my Instacart order so they can deliver my groceries here. I talked about Instacart before, I believe, but I was literally making my Instacart order so they could deliver my groceries so I could meal prep for the week. So again, just those habits that give me time back to myself, because instead of having to get up and go to the grocery store and do the shopping myself and bring it back home and do all that stuff, I'm having someone else do that for me. So again, saving that time for myself and giving it back to myself while also still being able to eat healthy. Number 4, affirmations. Talked about this plenty of times, but incorporated into affirmations is also mindset work. So I want to characterize the difference between the forecasting and the affirmations. The forecasting is more like, I want to sign, I keep using the same example because that's usually what it is. I want to sign 3 new clients this week, or I want to sign 1 new client today, or I want to reach out to 1 new person today. Whereas the affirmations is more like, I'm so happy and grateful that money comes to me in many different ways on a consistent and daily basis. I am so happy that I'm educated, beautiful, and constantly thinking of new ways to grow my social media, to grow my business. I'm so happy and grateful that I have all good things coming to me at all times. I'm so happy that everything works out in my favor and for my good. Y'all, I could spit these off like nothing, okay? And they literally just come to me, right? But that's affirmations. So again, just either taking somebody else's affirmation. I have a whole video on it, I think, like affirmations, manifestations. I do have a video on it and it is up. It is like different types of ways to manifest. It's going to be here somewhere on the screen, so go watch that. Definitely click the Upgrade Your Life playlist. It is in there. But yeah, definitely, you know, making sure that's a part of your daily life habits, everything. That's something that is going to change your life tremendously and immensely. And as part of these affirmations, it's also mindset work. So making sure that you are constantly getting rid of those limiting beliefs and believing what you are saying when you are affirming these things. And that does take practice. Number 5, waking up early. Y'all, this one was tough for me. I'm not gonna lie, because I used to not be a morning person and I turned myself into a morning person. If you want to know how I turned myself into a morning person, comment down below and let me know. Give me the tips on becoming a morning person, because I will tell you guys, I was the person who would stay in bed until like before I got to law school. But I was the person, actually, y'all, sometimes when I was in law school too, I was the person who would stay in bed till like 10, 11 a.m. Now I'm usually up by 6 a.m., 7 a.m. on the weekends. 6 a.m. during the week, 7 a.m. on the weekends. And sometimes even earlier, especially if there's something with my business that I want to get done. So, but becoming this morning person has allowed me more time to myself. It's allowed me more time to do these affirmations, to do the forecasting, to do the mindset work that I'm talking about. Just gives you more time in your day when you wake up early, and you just feel naturally more productive. And I feel like you do feel like you are a better person. At least I do. I feel like when I'm up early in the morning before the sun is up, I mean, the sun is up at 6 a.m. sometimes, but like if I'm up at like 5 or 5:30, it's like, wow, you know, you really do get that boost of energy, and you've gotten so much done before people are even awake. So definitely becoming that early riser is something that has helped me level up and become a better version of myself. Like I said, it's one of those things where it allows you to give more time to yourself, more time to work on your goals. Number 6 is manifestations. Again, I have a whole video on this one, but the key difference between this one and like the affirmations and the forecasting is manifestations is where I'm talking about my future, right? So I'm manifesting this $10 million home. I'm manifesting this $1 billion empire, this $1 billion business. All right. So for me, my manifestations is usually, sometimes it can be the more direct future. But my manifestations is really like either more abstract, like I am smart, intelligent, or like I want these things that are either more abstract, or it's just something that I'm manifesting for myself at some future point in time, just saying it as though I already have it, right? So I have a $1 billion company. I have, you know, whatever it may be. So that's how I characterize the difference, but sometimes they're used interchangeably. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I use like affirmations and manifestations interchangeably because of the way that I say them and I write them down. But also definitely something that I have consciously incorporated into my routine to help me level up and become this next level version of myself. Because again, I think it's one of those things where it helps with mindset and it helps with actually believing what you were saying and then manifesting that into your everyday life, your reality. Number 7, guys, I stopped like excessive drinking and partying. And what I mean by that is if my friend has a birthday or like there's a special occasion, yeah, I'm gonna go out, yeah, I'm gonna drink, yeah, I'm gonna have a good time, but I don't do that on a regular basis. And one of the main reasons I stopped is because I hated, you know, the next day feeling, because it's so sluggish. Like even if I didn't have a headache, I'd be like dragging and I didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted to lay around. And as like a high achieving woman, ambitious, busy, whatever, all the things you guys know, especially if you're on this channel, I didn't like feeling like that, right? I like having things to do. Like when I have my rest days, I plan my rest days, like I'm resting this day. But for sometimes, like after drinking and after all that partying, those are unplanned rest days. It's like you just feel like you have to rest because you're tired, you're sluggish, you're whatever, you don't feel like doing that. I don't like feeling like that. And it did like drag me down. Sometimes not even for one day, sometimes for 2 days, because you need the next day to recover. And then the day after that is just when you're like getting back on your feet. And I hate that, right? And so I stopped doing that on a regular basis. Like when I was in college, let me tell you though, that was a different story. I'd be out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, and you know, different story. And then even like a little bit in law school too, especially my first year, I was still out 2-3 times a week. But now I don't do that. And again, don't like that sluggish feeling. The kickback, the turnaround, the recovery isn't as quick. Like it's just not for me. Especially because I feel like I just wasted a day or two, and I hate having unplanned wasted days or two. Like if I'm going out for a special occasion, it's a planned wasted day or two, and that's different. Number 8 is regular exercise. Not too much to say here. This is something I've always done because I enjoy exercising, ran track for a very long time. But regular exercise boosts your serotonin levels. You'll feel better. Your body will look better. You'll have more confidence. Just tons of health benefits, tons of overall benefits, physical, emotional, all the good stuff. So exercise, find what you like, group classes, Pilates, weights, whatever it may be, and do that. Number 9, focusing only on what I want, right? A lot of times when you're on this journey to changing your life and leveling up, you're gonna have people like pitching in their thoughts and saying like, oh, I think you should do this. Oh, I think you should do this. Like, for example, when I was first starting my coaching business, she would say, oh, it'd be so great if you interviewed such and such. Like, okay, so for my podcast, when I first started my podcast back in 2020, I believe, don't quote me, that could be wrong. But when I first started it back in 2020, I only interviewed women attorneys at the time. I remember people, oh, you should interview this man, you should, I'm like, oh, I don't want to interview men. The answer is no, right? And so like, only focusing on what you want, only focusing on what I want. I didn't ask for your suggestion, and so I don't want you to offer it. If I wanted it, I would have asked. And so when you do that, you aren't gonna have these nitty annoying little voices trying to tell you how to live your life or what to do. And again, that's just one thing that's going to allow you to only focus on what's in your head, in your brain, and really prioritize what you want, which leads me into my next tip, which is number 10, which is prioritizing me. I started prioritizing myself. I mean, like in all aspects, right? Before everyone else gets a piece of me, I get all of me. One of my coaches told me a while ago, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And I mean, I took that to heart. I was like, you know what, sis, you are right. Let me fill my cup first before I try to fill others. And so again, one of the things I did to help me level up was prioritizing myself, my needs. And so for example, if that meant, I'm sorry that you need help today, but I'm going to the spa. Or I'm sorry that you want to have a meeting on the weekend, but I'm not meeting with you this weekend, right? Prioritizing myself. And then finally, because I added that extra one at the beginning, we have tip number 11, which is spending time with God. I do this in the morning when I wake up, and it's just to make sure I got my mind right, to make sure that I'm constantly working on my relationship and getting closer to God, which in turn gives me the tools, the resources, the knowledge, everything that I need to be successful in my life and make sure that I am on the right path according to His will. So those are the 11 things that I did to change my life. And I want you guys to comment down below and let me know which one of these things you do, or which one of these things you're gonna start doing to help you change and level up your life. And I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, I encourage you again to click the Upgrade Your Life playlist, where you can watch more videos just like this one. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And if you're interested in life coaching opportunities, go to www.sephoragray.com, where you can check out life coaching opportunities. We are Transformative Woman, and that is the name of my life coaching business. I feel like I should have said that before. So on this channel, we are Transformative Women. If that is you, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you watch the playlist, and check out life coaching opportunities. I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks. Bye.